Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Yes, sir. Yeah. Let's let this ride for a minute. Yes, sir. The great Sister Sledge. I got a story about Sister Sledge, too.
We are family.
Yes, sir.
I got all my sisters with me.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday, taking it back to 1979. So quick story about Sister Sledge, then we're going to jump into this basketball. And it's not really about them. It's kind of about me and my family. But my Uncle Dub, my daddy's brother, married a woman named Brenda. Now, you know, when listening to this show, my mother's name is Brenda. I don't know if you know it. I don't really call it my mother's name. We call her Pumpkin. But, so my uncle, my daddy's brother, married a lady named Brenda, they're still married. I just saw them a couple of weeks ago at my cousin's birthday party. So his wife's name was Brenda Stewart. My mother's name is Brenda Stewart. We live right next door to each other. But my mother, and check this out, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. My uncle's wife's maiden name was Robinson. So her name, her full name, when she used it, was Brenda R. Stewart. My mother's maiden name was Rivers. So her initials were BRS. Both of we live next door to each other. And the thing about Brenda, my aunt, is she had like 4 other sisters. Now, I'm trying to say this in a respectful way. My Aunt Brenda was fine as white wine. Still is. At like 60-something years old. So she had like 4, maybe 5 other sisters. And they all were red bone. They had the long hair. I think they had Indian in their family or something like that. But everybody, when Sister Sledge came out, everybody talked about, you know, them Robinson girls, my Aunt Brenda, them Robinson girls, they were Sister Sledge before Sister Sledge. If you're younger and you don't remember the group Sister Sledge, man, look up Sister Sledge. Real beautiful young ladies, man. Had great music. Once again, that song, We Are Family, was the theme song to the 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates. I remember all of this stuff like it was yesterday, man. I guess that when I was having my awakening. Yeah. From being a little punk, snotty-nosed kid. Yeah. Oh, man. So, last night, man, in the NBA Finals, LeBron James had 32 points, 11 boards. Kyrie just went off last night. Now, that's the Kyrie Irving I'm talking about. Damn! Kyrie had 30 points. And Cleveland, man, pushed for 48 minutes by a crazy, crazy championship-starved crowd. And they hammered the Golden State Warriors 120-90 in Game 3 on Wednesday night to pull within a 2-1 in the NBA Finals. That little part just now that I talked about when they played for 48 minutes, tell me you weren't watching that game last night, and I actually sent out a little Instagram, at halftime. Tell me you weren't thinking at any moment in that game last night that the Cavs were going to, give up, 25 unanswered points. and that Golden State was going to come back and get in this thing. At the very beginning, they jumped out to a 20-point lead, and within like 5 or 6 minutes, Golden State had already cut it down to like 9. I'm like, what the F is going on? Voodoo, I tell you. Voodoo. But it wasn't meant to be last night. The Cavs They hung on. No Kevin Love last night with the concussions. We'll talk more about that in a second. LeBron James, crazy, man. 19 points. Or not LeBron James. Steph Curry. He had 19 points last night. We're definitely going to talk about this a lot more. He had 19 points last night. 2 points in the first half on 6 of 13 shooting. Harrison Barnes pretty much kept them in the game. Every time they needed points, he got them. He had 18 points, and Klay Thompson just had 10 points, who went out with a little like knee injury or whatever and came back into the game. J.R. Smith made 5 3-pointers. Now, this is the Cleveland Cavaliers team that I thought could win this year in the NBA Finals. You got some production out of J.R. Smith. So J.R. Smith comes in last night and does what he does. Tyronn Lue started veteran Richard Jefferson, which is very, very interesting. And it's even more interesting that old-ass Richard Jefferson is getting it done. 35 years old, had a huge game, 33 minutes, 9 points with 8 rebounds. You know, once again, taking the place of Kevin Love. That was big. And the Warriors won the opener 15. They won in game 2 by 33, and then they lost by 30. We were talking about it in the first segment, how this is the biggest swing as far as winning and losing in point differential between one game and the next in NBA Finals history. And I don't know what it is, man. It's just a different – the playoffs this year just feel different. Like, they feel like either somebody's going to get their ass kicked or somebody's going to win by 30. We've seen a lot of that, man. It's been a lot of blowouts, and I don't know what to account for that, but that is definitely the case. I heard somebody say, it might have been one of those cats in the Puppet Factory. Oh, I knew who it was. It was Hubie Brown. And he says he thinks that this all has to do with the three-point shooting, where these teams are so heavily relied on the three-point shot that either they're going to be hot or they're not. And usually that's the case. Usually teams are shooting the lights out from three, like, Cleveland did last night and did through much of the series, or Golden State pretty much does every single night. And so that point differential, the team that they're playing, if they're not shooting just as good, that's the space. That's the gap in how you get in these 20 and 30-point victories, and I totally agree with that. Very incredible series, man. The Cleveland Cavaliers are back in this thing. I'm happy. Once again, I picked Cleveland to win this series. I don't know if that's going to happen. They got another game where they can tie this thing easily. If they continue what they did last night, they can tie this thing. I just wanted to see a good series. I didn't want to see Golden State go up 3-0, then you knew it would be a wrap. There was no way Cleveland was going to come back in this series. I want to see a competitive series. I want to see this thing go to 6 or 7 and see what happens at the end. That's what I want to see, man. But a great win last night for LeBron James. LeBron had a couple of signature moments last night. The alley-oop dunk that he got last night was just incredible that he was able to get that thing in the basket, man. He had the incredible dunk last night. The dunking, you remember he dunked on or tried to dunk on Draymond Green, which Draymond just barely got his hand in there to kind of like block it, but it damn near broke his arm. And then also the other thing that was very, very good that I liked, and it showed a little bit of heart and it showed a little bit of fight and fire, is when he blocked Steph Curry's, they had a whole ball, or what did he call that ball? A dead ball. They had a dead ball situation, and Steph went in to try to lay it up, or looked like he almost was going to dunk it. Nobody was playing, and he looked like he was going to go up and dunk it after the fact, and LeBron was like, hell no, and he blocked the shot. Then he, stared him down. That was key, because basically what it was saying is, man, this ain't going to be as easy as y'all think, and I'm still the king out this bitch. Right. So that whole mental game thing was being played in that right there. And so, man, great game, obviously, by LeBron James. A Ball Award on a Thursday. Cavs get back into this series, 2-1. What are your thoughts? Do you think that Cleveland could come back and do it? You remember yesterday what I said? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. That really, this thing, as bad as it looked, it wasn't that bad. Because if you're Cleveland, you have to do this thing basically from game to game. You can't look at, what we're going to do in game 6 or game 7 at this point when you're down 2-0. You basically got to say, let's win a game. Okay? Let's win a game. Okay, so they won a game. Now what are you going to do? Let's win another game. We're at home. Let's win another game. And if you go with that mindset and you just look at it as one game and not this series and not we're behind 2 games to none, then it really is kind of simple when you think about it. All they got to do now is win one game. They tie the series. And the game is at home. So it's very, very possible. A lot of people think that Golden State's going to come out like Banshee in the next game and blow Cleveland out. I don't see that happening. Man. I think that especially, and I want to talk about this more in depth in the next segment, I think especially they have figured out to a large degree how to stop Steph Curry. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying. And I'm going to talk about this more in the next segment. And it kind of ties into a lot of what I've been saying about Steph Curry throughout this year. And I'm not hating on Steph Curry. I'm just keeping it real. But they have basically kind of, for the most part, figured out Steph Curry. I'll give you some stats on what I'm talking about and why this thing isn't a good look for him going forward in this series. And maybe, long-term in the NBA. But we'll talk about that more in the next segment. Hey, the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. From Rel Scott, 1979, 400 armed Sunni Islamic Muslims seized the Grand Mosque in Mecca, taking pilgrims present for the annual Hajj hostage. The crisis ends after 2 weeks and more than 250 dead. Wow, that's crazy. That happened back in 1979, so says my man, Rel Scott. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. Let me read more of your chat. From Jesse in his truck, Denise Milk and Damn Cookies. Yes, sir. Good morning, Denise. Milk and Damn Cookies. From Chuchi, Usher in the house. Curry didn't have a good game in 1 and 2, did he? No, he didn't. In relative terms, he didn't. He averaged, 30 points this year? And he's averaging in the NBA Finals 16 points. Do you hear what I said? He averaged 30 points during the season, 30-point-something points during the season, and in these NBA Finals, he's averaging just 16 points a game. I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that is some type of magic or whatever. I think that the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing, something that I've talked about all year long. And it's very simple and simplistic. I'll get into it in the next segment. But I'm going to give you some numbers about Steph Curry and, his game in the NBA. In these NBA playoffs when we get back. And we'll jump into the chat, read some of your chat, get your thoughts on Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Cavs, they get one. All right, they get one. And we'll jump back into your chat in the chat room on Spreaker.com as well. Today, no shows, no Grizz, as well as no Barbershop Sports Talk podcast today. Those guys had conflicts, so no shows today after me. But we're going to do what we do around here, man. Later, we're going to talk to Aaron Maben, former first-round draft pick of the Buffalo Bills. That should be good. Continue talking about 1979, having fun. If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, man, trust me, we have a good time around here. Entertainment news, birthdays, coming up a little bit later. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
Hey you, it's your girl Spicy, host of Spicy Conversations. Join me and my sexy guest as we discuss relationships, sex, and lots of pleasure. A full 2 hours of erotic fun that you don't want to miss. Are you ready to add some spice to your life? Hell yeah, you are. And I am ready to please you. Spicy Conversations, SME After Dark.
Ladies, have you been experiencing tough times lately? Is your man not eating the potato salad the way